is inappropriate for all ages, right here on Gaming Division. This is the Play Spot, and I am Kamurai here on my own again to talk about games and stuff, things and stuff. I can't believe what I even watched. Which light is that? Is that one? Ugh, that's no good. Kitty, watch out. You always, I don't know why. Ugh, there we go. We'll adjust that. Nope, still on the camera. It's bad for your eyes. Don't look at it. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Okay. Glad I had pants on. Anyways, I don't know what I just watched. Geek and Sundry. Like, normally I start out talking about game-related things that aren't games. Oh, geez. Okay, so Geek and Sundry. If you know Jesse Cox, he's a YouTuber guy. He was with Polarps, Total Biscuit, and who is it? Dodger and Crendor, and all these guys. It looks like he's gone over to Geek and Sundry. Like, he went independent. Let's do that. He kind of followed the Jim Sterling route, where he got out of the network, and he's on his own trying to brave it there. But it looks like he's partnering up with Geek and Sundry, at least two, or at least do this one show. I'm hoping he's a regular person, because I have no idea. But it's called Party Time over in Geek and Sundry, and like they played Thin Ice, but they added like their own house rules to it, where you have to be blindfolded. You have to do the improv thing where you're blindfolded, and your arms are through somebody else's thing. I guess there's not blindfold. Normally it's the other way around. It's just there's a person and there's a person behind them, and they put their arms through, and they have to be their arms. But in order to make it applicable for the game, the person behind is blindfolded, so they're being directed by the person in front of them. Logistically, that was kind of a nightmare because it was Marzipan and Chloe Hardwick's wife, Dijkstra. And she is like a foot taller than Marzipan and like super skinny, so it was really awkward to get them in position. And Jesse Cox is a big guy. There's nothing wrong with him, but he's a big guy, so it's just kind of awkward to have him reaching around somebody and have somebody reaching around him. And I'm just saying, it was not not ideal to do that. So I don't know how they're going to continue as the show progresses, or what other games they're going to play. I was just excited to see another board game show up somewhere that I can watch on a regular basis, because honestly, I think I'm missing that. I'm missing a show like Tabletop in my life right now, and if they bring out Party Time to be kind of a cheap substitute, great. I would love it if Team Hypercube came back into the mix. Maybe they have. I haven't checked up on them in a while. Weirdlings aren't really doing it either. Fuck. Hire me. I'll do that. I would love to run that, even whether it be live or tabletop similar. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah. So and like none of the other stuff. Oh, Cooptitude's on, but Cooptitude is like it's completely disintegrated into them, like her and Ryan having a conversation, and there's a video game in the background. Like, none of the Battle Block Theater one was focused on the game at all. It was all about them talking about Carlos Santana and Rob Thomas. And, like, I'm not saying there's not a time and a place for that, but, like, I miss the idea of fucking doing a video game playthrough. Like, everybody has some fucking weird philosophies. It's great if you enjoy your chat audience and that's what you want to do is have a conversation with them. But then just do that. You don't need the video game as an excuse to do it. Get on there and play a video game, play through it, like have commentary discussion about the video game and things in life and stuff. But like have the focus be the video game, and people want to be, I don't know, self-inflating. It's like I actually want to tune in and watch some things about video games, and I think Rooster Teeth is sticking to a pretty good formula when it comes to that, at least. And maybe eventually now I'm catching up on things, surprisingly enough. So maybe here in the future I'll be actually able to watch some video game playthroughs, like some Halo 5 or something. That would actually be really nice to do. I can't even catch up on Dominion Vestlin because the way the time slot is, it happens live after the show at 6 p.m. Central Time on Sundays. And tonight is going to be a repeat of last week, but it's 4 hours. It's 3 hours and 50 minutes. I can do a hard three. I should set aside time for a hard 3 hours because that's what I thought it was, and no, it's 4. So I couldn't even watch it today when I wanted to. So I'm gonna have to make time. It's such an effort to make that time to watch things that I like, and it's all comes down to how it's being produced and presented with them. And but they've got a lot of content. A lot of their VODs are smaller. They just need to find like a middle ground between 10 minutes and 4 hours. Man. Okay, so, and I'm not trying to badmouth them. It's just opinion. And I talked to them, and apparently they've got some in the can. The War and Scarlet's coming up here soon, but it'll be very short, just as a sum up of the adventure, essentially. I think a bad dub over would have been better. It just would have fired better. But Twilight Course apparently has some in the can. I talked to Brandon, and I can't wait to get caught up on that, because now I'll have time. Our next, or if you go over to twitch.tv/mayhem_muse, or find her on the YouTubes, if you just go to her Twitter at Mayhem Muse, you probably find all the information you need there. Our D&D Adventure League from, was it last Wednesday? Yeah, it's got to be this past Wednesday is up there. I got to play Brother Emil, a cleric of Nurgle. And so that was really fun. We're going to do that again on the 16th, so stick around for that. Did I hit everything? Oh, Rooster did Game Club. Game Over Greggy, Greg Miller himself, came over for whatever reason to talk about Life is Strange. I think that'll help them get some fun going on there for them, because they like bringing in people and guests. I'm honestly curious if Kind of Funny is going to end up falling under the Full Screen brand and or a team of Rooster Teeth, because like Funhouse, they're over in LA. I mean, San Francisco's about 6 hours north. There's no reason that Kind of Funny couldn't like hook in somewhere if they wanted to, which they may or may not. But they, talk about Life is Strange, and I haven't played Life is Strange, but it looks really interesting. Now that the whole game's been out, I actually do want to go and do it, because it looks like a visual novel, and but it looks like a very interesting story. It involves some time traveling, so I want to see how that gets incorporated. If it's just straight like, oh, hey, go change this back, or if it actually plays out. Because my impression is that it plays out as a unique story, as a unique playthrough, and even though there's time travel at set points, it gives you information to make your choices, whereas normally you're just kind of going in blind, like, well, I know these facts from the past, I want to decide where I'm going in the future. And it really seems like a very interesting game. It's a very slice of life type thing. It's a very normal-ish type high school situation, and then you add a little bit of time travel. It's almost like playing Riley Rewind, the video game. So I can dig that. Or the visual novel, rather than a video game. Secret Hitler Sundays. If you have not heard of Secret Hitler, go over and watch TV and the gang play. They normally get a pretty big group up together on Sundays. YouTube.com/totalhalibut. You can find it there, and it's a thing. I actually took some time out, and I used a program called Cockatrice. I don't know how much I need to talk about that, but to make a EDH sliver deck. So hopefully we'll make some progression on that at some point, and maybe we'll be playing some Magics. Minecraft. I wanted to relax a little bit, and I was just killing some time because some things were going slow. I was waiting on some things, and I since I flipped the table on that server, because I just wasn't happy with it, and because I thought like it would eventually even itself out, and even now I'm concerned because the sea creatures don't seem to be spawning right, but there's dolphins at least, but we're not seeing the rays and jellyfish, but I did see an ogre, so I know things are spawning where I'm at. So I built out 2,000, and I'm gonna make a road that way, and I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Is I'm just going to make a little network about 2,000 out in every direction, and just kind of go from there. Um, and that's all I really got for Minecraft. As much as like Minecraft's been a thing in my life for quite some time, uh, the mods have not been behaving together like I want them to, and maybe I just need to load them up. Maybe that's what I need. I need to bounce the server, load them up, and put them in the order that we did before. Because the way we did before is we actually introduced the more ores and more food mods like after some of the other things have been established. Like, so if I set it up as a Mo Creatures server first and then add the other stuff in, maybe that'll be the way to go. But I don't know. I don't know what's interfering. And I'm trying to keep pigmen spawning from portals as well, because it's integral to certain pieces of the game. So I'm afraid that that game rule is interfering with the other things, because it's causing them to spawn from both the custom spawner and the normal game spawner, and maybe that's why I'm seeing squids. And that's normally how I know that the Mo Creatures is not working properly, is because the squids are generating instead of the rays and jellyfish and whatnot. But we're getting dolphins, and it's obviously working to some degree. Alright, talking about my gaming goals from the week, or what I played at least. I've been spending a lot of time with Tabletop Simulator. Every time we turn that on, we learn something a little bit new. A buddy of mine did a little bit of research into some issues and whatnot, and I've been exploring my own path of trying to reduce the file sizes, and I found ways to do that in bulk, and I found ways to resize the images in bulk. So I've probably checked out a huge chunk of hard drive for it, but I've been doing iterations of these pictures to work on them, and so I can keep them each stage and see what's working. And I think we got it. We finally got it. I think we were under a gig in RAM finally, but we were up above 3 when we started. So that's the whole point, is that we're doing really good. We're doing well enough that I actually made epic boards. And the way the epic scale is going to work is it's the board is 4 times as big. You're essentially just drawing each square into 4 portions. And so I'm gonna resize everything so that it fits to the new squares, and I'm gonna use that to run the campaign that I need to write the story for Super Dungeon Adventure. And by the time I get anywhere close to that wrapping up, or being halfway done with it even, the Super Dungeon Legends stuff will come out, and I'll have a whole new bag of tricks for it. But for now, I'm just looking forward to being able to have Super Dungeon Explorer on Tabletop Simulator from what I've made, and then once I know how to do that, then I'll be able to do Ninja All-Stars and all my stuff, even if I keep that stuff private for the moment. Fighties, I don't know why, but Fighties caught on. I think, as much as I don't like, I take it back. Not that I don't like that. That's not my thing to do, like versus and just let's kill each other forever. I'd much rather play Firefight if possible. But I really like Samurai Gun and Towerfall. They're fun in-person games because it's like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. Ah. And Fighties is kind of that same vein, and it's super cute and it's super varied. I think that's the biggest difference between that and the other types of fighting games, is that the other types of fighting games depend on you all having the same set of skills and whatnot, and it's not like that at all on what was I gonna say? On Fighties, it's super varied. So like everyone has a different skill set. Now you all still like follow certain rules, and most of the projectiles are straight. All the punching's basically the same, but there's some variations on how much damage they deal and how quickly you can fire your attacks. That was one of the things with Samurai Guns, like you could swing as fast as you could swing the sword. You only had 3 bullets to limit you. Towerfall, you can only fire as fast as you can hold back the arrow to the right pressure, and then you also had a limit of ammo based on how many arrows you had picked up. Fighties doesn't have any limit on resources, but it does have a cooldown period for attacks, so you can't just spam attacks like you would normally. And I think that put off a lot of the casual players who were like, oh, this looks cute, let me play this. I like Smash Brothers. The Smash Brothers is all about spamming, and then if you get good, you can actually put some strategy into how you spam. And that's not an insult at all. I like Smash Brothers. I think it's a good product. But it is what it is, and that's why other fighting games don't take it as seriously. And I'm not saying you can't spam in those games, but the spamming in those games typically doesn't do you much good, because anyone who knows how to play knows how to counter the spams in particular. Smash Brothers basis is that you spam and then you can do other things, because it's literally like punch, 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 forward punch. Um, but I'd like to see more games like that, and supposedly somebody made a couple, and I don't know if they hold up because I don't do consoles anymore, for the most part. I got to sit down. I went to board game night, and it was just dead. Nobody was there. I think there were some people playing some Dungeons and Dragons encounters, like the dungeon crawler, and I didn't really know them, so I just kind of sat down, read some rules, chimed in a couple times, whatever. Um, and then one girl came in with her dog, and we played some Spellcaster, which was really interesting. I think she ended up. No, I ended up winning just on pure luck. If the last card hadn't been read, I wouldn't have won. She just was a lot better. She's a lot better at playing defensively than I've seen, because normally that game is much about going on the offense, because it's easier to like meet one of the goals instead of trying to go the opposite direction, which I thought was interesting to see someone do that, because I honestly never seen anyone do that in Spellcaster, where you ramp up your life, or you go ahead and bring your victory points down to 0 to prevent dying. Because it's not a game where you have to maintain all that. You just got to do enough. I still haven't got my replacement cards for Tano Curry, so I got to call my friends and see if they have it still. Yeah, I have a feeling I know what happened, but I'll call them and find out. I do want to play some more Minecraft. I've been enjoying. I've been doing it in creative mode, which in the past has been cheating. But it's like I just want to create this infrastructure for people to be able to use when they come on, and then I'll at the center of 00 or whatever, I'm gonna have this big place with stuff, and then they can go out and adventure from there. I always like having a safe place for people to spawn when they come in, and right now it's just going to be what it is until I get a bastion set up. I think that's what we're going to call it this time around. I've been calling them garrisons, but I think I'm going to do like a mega garrison or bastion or whatever. I just like an excuse to use that word, I think. I'm still reading through the Battlestar Galactica rules. I thought I was almost there, but in the Exodus, there's a whole option called the Iona Nebula option, which is where you can use allies and enemies and stuff. And it was just like, I don't like any of this. And it's like 4 or 5 pages all by itself. So I just stopped reading, and I realized I still have another rulebook to get through. So, fucking one day, I guess. I don't know. And I still gotta go through Ninja All-Stars, because I know how to play, but like it's gonna take some strategy to build a proper team to play. Of course, you can just take the shrine teams, go out there and hack at each other or whatever. But if you do your research and look at individuals, you can find exploits and combinations that are going to work a little bit better. And the way the star players work, it's going to be very interesting. Of course, I'm going to do the tabletop simulator mod. I think that'll be an easier way to learn to play on there, because I'll be able to save scenarios and stuff and look at things. And I'm almost through the Forgotten King one. I've gotten to the point where I'm going through and naming models and stuff, because I don't think the models are going to change. I'm not going to have to reload them. And then once I do that, I can save a version of that for Epic and then scale everything appropriate size. And that's going to be the hardest thing maintaining that from there on, is that I'll have to, how do I say it? I'm essentially making the same changes in both mods except for the sizes, and I think I might be able to copy from one and go to the other. It may just be how it goes. But hopefully I'll be able to find some people to game with here on stream. Maybe not Sunday nights. The schedule may change up a little bit here. Um, but I wouldn't mind playing some more fighties. I want to play a two-player version, but I think it's going to involve people coming over, which I don't know if I'll be able to make happen. But I would like to do like something like more fast-paced, like Left 4 Dead, something that's a little bit more engaging. We've been playing some very lazy, relaxing, like board game style things. So, and then of course I do want to get back to playing through Star Realms. I think if I can beat the game again on PC, I'll feel really good about that. So, in the interest of whatever, catch the rewatch of Estlin, or just tune into twitch.tv/weirdlings and watch it live, or catch the VOD on youtube.com/theweirdlings. And yeah, it's a Legend of Estlin is a good time. I'll get to watching it eventually, but I need to be able to play some games and stuff. And honestly, I'll probably go back into working on Tabletop Simulator, and then once I get done with the arc of things I'm trying to do, I'll probably jump on and do like some Star Realms or something. But yeah, I'm not gonna waste time. This was a really short thing today. I didn't have a lot going on. I don't have anyone to bounce things off of. So instead of wasting time with dead air, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. But if you were watching or listening, thanks for stopping in, checking us out. And I have a way to end this. But until you see me next time, I am Kamurai, and that's game over. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations, and they'll take you to our other channels. Thanks for watching.